What is going on? Welcome back to the channel. So today is July the 11th. I want to give you a quick pre-market update, go over some of the hot movers and what big money is doing today. Before we get into any of that, make sure to hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. So as far as data points, don't really have that much today whatsoever. You are going to have two main things influencing the market today. Bitcoin hitting all-time highs, so people's appetite for risk is essentially on the table, and this last week we've had an enormous amount of momentum in the broader market, but I did signal the only thing that could disrupt that momentum is Trump, and lo and behold, futures are down. Not as bad as I would have anticipated, but Dow is down 0.62, S&P down 0.57, NASDAQ down 0.43, all because of this. So he did already increase the tariff on Canada to 35%, and he did put out this comment saying that there's going to be blanket tariffs between 15 and 20%. This is a momentum killer, regrettably. Luckily enough, Bitcoin's still running up, so a lot of stocks are kind of piggybacking off of that, but still, you're going to have a lot of profit taking today as people won't want to hold over the weekend in fears that this right here could escalate or something along those lines. So that's what ultimately is going to be influencing the market today. Currently, though, you do have the fear and greed index under the extreme fear category. So in theory, people's appetite for risk is on the table, somewhat resemblant based on some of the stocks I'm going to be talking on. But getting right to it, SoFi is down 1.14%, and no news, no SEC filings from them whatsoever. You did have this right here. So 14.32% of the free float's being shorted. So shorts have really been doubling down since July the 8th. So they do not believe that this recent rally that SoFi has been on is justified. So again, that's something to keep in mind. One thing I do want to bring up though is with today being Friday, this is the open interest. So that's NEO. This is SoFi right here. Open interest. You do have 30,000 at that 21, 19,000 at that 20. So potentially 20 is going to be that key point that you really want to watch for SoFi to close above. If you are going to see a little bit more of a gamma squeeze rolling into next week. So just something to keep in mind. SoFi and also the broader market are kind of both essentially very overbought. So this is where once the market does open, you could have some pretty extreme volatility. So anticipate shorts to be somewhat active. Let's say if SoFi is close to that $20 range, closer to the end of the day. Aside from that though, with it at 2071, it is currently trading between this R3 and this R2. So 2034 is going to be that strong support. So just watch for that. Flip side, 2257 is going to be the next strong target / resistance. And unless SoFi puts out some crazy news, which normally on a Friday they don't, but for whatever reason, if they do put out news, then maybe it could hit that 22. But I feel like today, you're just going to watch for this R2. So for those of you that are day traders or just want a dollar cost average, just kind of orient yourself around these, in my opinion. Moving on, OSCR Health recently did get a little bit more of a negative rating again. So analysts still not really looking at OSCR Health as a good long-term type of thing. But aside from that, it is down 2.38%. As far as shorts, they've been really amping up. And on a side note, I've received a couple comments on like what's going on with this. This is all Ortex, every single one. So this is SoFi. Honestly, Ortex somehow automatically generates these colors, even when it comes down to OSCR Health. Even though these are very, very similar colors, Ortex does do all of this automatically, and they change it. Like every single stock that I'm going to be bringing up has a different looking chart. So it's really stupid. This one looks like exceptionally stupid, but nonetheless, 19.47% of the free float is being shorted. So shorts have actually been really doubling down a lot with this stock. So something to be aware of, but 40.19 million shares overall are being shorted. So shorts are very reactive to the stock price, no different than pretty much a lot of the stocks that I'm going to be talking on. If you're looking at trading it though, with it right now at 15.15, it is trading between this S1 and this S2. 14.62 is going to be a strong support. I Personally, don't really see that being touched, but then again, we've seen some extreme volatility in this stock, so I wouldn't put it past 1462 being touched. And then flip side, 1601 is going to be the next strong target / resistance. Similarly, for face value, given the circumstances, I don't see that being touched, but the stock has just randomly gone up 5% based on no news, just hype. So both could potentially be touched today, but I think in reality it might be orienting towards this S2 a little bit more. Moving on, SBET is up 9.63%, a lot of good volume because of this news right here. So it looks like they complete their direct purchase of 10,000 Ethereum from the Ethereum Foundation. So good stuff. Of course, any stock talking about cryptocurrency right now is going to have this nice boost and kind of push higher. As far as shorts, 6.02% of the free floats being shorted, works out to be 3.65 million shares. So shorts have been fairly reactive. It went from about, I would say, 0.95% short interest to where it is now, just in the span of a week. So I think shorts are trying to suppress it at all costs. With it right now at 2021, it is trading between this R3 and this R2. So 1942 is going to be a strong support. I don't see that being touched. Again, if there is a broader market pullback throughout the day or in the second half of the trading day, then 1942 could be touched. But again, for face value, I think the circumstances of today's news is going to really push it higher. 2083 is going to be the next strong target / resistance. Moving on, ticker's MOGO. Similarly, it is moving higher because of crypto related news. So it looks like they do acquire 9% stake in Bitcoin and gold treasury company, Digital Commodities Capital Corp. So that's what's causing it to go higher today. As far as shorts, 9.07% of the free floats being shorted. Shorts haven't really been doing anything with this, so they've been relatively quiet. So even the stock price really jumping up to a high of whatever it was recently, like 383 it looks like. Shorts didn't really do anything, so I wouldn't really anticipate them to be that active with this stock. With it right now at 216 though, it is trading between this pivot and this S1. 138 is going to be a strong support. Definitely will not be touched even in the worst of scenarios for today, in my opinion, of course. And then 239 is going to be the next strong targets, which really I'd see could be touched, most likely, especially given the news. The recent momentum from the stock price. So if you're a day trader, maybe this is one to kind of watch for. Aside from that, over the next couple of trading days, 341 and then 404 are going to be the next strong target / resistance points. And then last but not least, more crypto related stocks, and that is Mara. It is actually like welcoming to see the volume on this stock. It's been hit quite hard. Finally did hit my target, so I have a Patreon on a side note where I give buy signals on stocks, options, crypto. This stock did have a lot of good momentum, especially in May. I thought it was going to run up a lot higher, but it finally did hit my target. Currently, it is up 3.63% just because of the circumstances surrounding cryptocurrency, but shorts love to just suppress this stock. So anticipate them to be fairly active today. 24.75% of the free floats being shorted, works out to be 85.53 million shares. Shorts, to be fair, have actually returned a lot since it looks like May the 25th. Went from around, I would say, like 29% short interest to where it is now. So shorts have actually been returning. I don't know if they did somehow assume that this run was going to occur, but nonetheless, 24% or 25% short interest is still fairly high. If you're looking at trading it though, with at 1966, trading between this R3 and this R2, so 1893 is going to be a strong support. And I personally don't really see that being touched today. Flip side, 2013 is going to be the next strong target / resistance. I actually do feel that there could be a nice spike up, and that could be touched potentially. So if you're a day trader, again, this is one to kind of watch for. Let me know your thoughts on these stocks. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. One final thing, pop over to my Patreon. I give buy signals on stocks, options, crypto, many of which have been absolutely on point. Definitely worthwhile to pop over there and take a look. With all that said, appreciate all of you watching.